Hi guys, Eurovoxx here. My name is Dom, and I'm joined by Harry from the United Kingdom, Sean from the Netherlands, as well as Dylan from France. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, this is not just any night, it's UMK night. It's Finland, so it's one of the biggest and most popular shows, I would say, national finals. It's just one show, so we haven't seen any semifinals or anything, just one show, 7x quality.
Okay,
We can agree on that. And we just seen the jury vote, and in the lead is Sarah, the favorite to win with 70 points. Sarah Kicks is second with 48 points, followed by Mikael. Wait a second, Mikael, Gabriel, and Nuplu with 42 points. So now they are saying the public votes, which is like 75% of the whole score. That means this is much more important.
In other words, the jury means naffle. The jury.
Well, it can be the deciding factor if the televote is pretty even, and then Sarah has an advantage right now. But usually it's like televote, and jury is just
something's
like a thriller.
Windows 95 man.
So now we get the results for Windows 95 man. They were last with 28, even though they got 12 from Sweden, which was interesting, and a choice.
12 from the UK, 0 from Sweden.
Sorry, from the UK.
Tells a lot about the UK as always, you know.
Oh, 285.
Wow.
Oh, that's a big one.
Okay.
285?
Okay.
What? Okay, the English commentator can't even believe it. So, hi, Bubble Pirates. Nice to see you. Has to be the winner. Well, maybe 330.
What did Carrier get? What did Carrier get? Like 400 plus or something?
That's quite a big one.
Carrier got like 400 something.
Yeah. So it's not like the magnum opus of like.
So you think it's the best performance you have seen with the pants? We'll definitely talk about it. Don't worry.
Sex. Oh, they're doing Jessie next for some reason, even though Sex Main is technically lower on the scoreboard, but they're tied for points, so it doesn't really matter. 76, respectable.
$76 points for Jess Markin.
I mean, it's all going to be about potentially. I think Mikael Gabriel's points will be.
Sarah, we don't know the winner yet. They're about to release it. They're currently saying the public vote. So you will know first. Don't worry.
Sex Main was 74.
74. Ooh, that's disappointing. I think
potentially could be last place for
that
Sex
could
Main.
be last place.
Yeah.
I can't see any of the others flopping that badly. If we don't have another Laura Pausini in there. Did she do bad though? Yes, she did in UMK.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. Cine Sabotage up next. Oh no, I stand corrected. No, I stand corrected. 27.
That's
wow. Cine flopped. Good.
That's actually, it's always impressive in this system to get less televotes than jury score.
That's an achievement, isn't it?
So that's last place.
She was in the lead after Armenia. I mean,
after one set of votes, yes. After one.
Mikael, Gabriel, and Nublu.
Okay, this will be interesting.
A lot, I think.
$136. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
The question's going to be: is there enough for Sarah?
Okay. So it's either Windows 95, they're still in the lead. It could be Cyan Cakes, or it's Sarah. So one of these three is going to win.
Oh. Cyan Kicks has got an amount of points which they've yet to reveal. 80. Okay.
Oh no.
80. 8-0. 8-0.
That's disappointing. Oh no.
So it's.
I know who's won. Okay,
Wonderful.
Sarah should be fine, I think.
I don't know.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to tell you.
Just imagine being last in the jury and you win this.
I mean, what's the point of the jury at that point? Sarah has got. I mean, I don't speak Finnish, so I won't be able to know, but.
Oh, they're really stretching it.
Of course they are. The drama. She has got... Oh.
Oops, sorry.
Something dropped.
My Joe.
Oh, come on, guys. She's a wreck already. Just get it through.
She's an effing wreck, Dom.
Yeah.
I think you'll find. God, they're really milking this.
Which is crazy because you could have sorted out as Twan did.
And now let's get some ads in. Ooh.
Sponsored. Oh, they've done it. Windows 95 man's won. I don't know what the final score is, but Windows
She had to
95
get
man.
240 something points, but she got 204.
No.
Oh no, unbelievable.
So she had 40 points too less.
No.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That is a choice.
I am not happy at all.
Okay.
I'm
Wow.
very sorry.
Okay, so
Okay.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you wanted an
Okay.
answer. Okay, so who won Windows 95 with the song No Rules? Last in the jury vote, thanks to the UK.
No, no. Just to clarify, they did not win just because of the UK, Dom. Just to
But
clarify.
a big part of it.
I mean-
Okay, the margin wasn't as big.
It wasn't less than 12. It was not less than 12.
Fun fact: without without the jury points, they would have still won.
Would
Because Sarah got
Oh, yeah.
Sarah got 274 in total, and they got 274. So one jury vote would have been enough
Wow.
because they got the equal. Wow. Okay, that was
That's
unexpected.
yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you see mixed reactions here.
Mixed?
Bubble Pirate is totally into it.
Like, come on.
Vincent is totally not into it. Like, what? Yes, believe it or not, it's happening.
Yeah.
So, first of all, it was a stunning performance and presentation. What a show. Loved
Oh,
it.
God, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We agree on that. No doubt. So, first thought, Harry, what do you think about the winner?
I feel like, well, first of all, I'm just going to say this now. We are going to have another discussion about the UMK voting system after this because it hasn't really played into effect since they've done it because the winner's been the same. But this is as clear as an example as the juries do not matter in Finland
Like,
one
at
bit.
all.
Like, what's the point? What's the point? That's a different discussion. When it comes to Windows 95, man, I know I was quite shocked, but I believe on the performances tonight, it was probably the second best option behind Sara Sipula. The performance itself was very eye-catching, very memorable. It's not as crazy as Karia. I don't think it's quite that level, but it had the egg. Obviously, I mean, we've got more nudity in this year's Eurovision. We've got first Nebulosa with the butts, and then we've got Windows 95 man with the see-through or like skin color pants. I actually cheered when the pants came down because I was like, good, some clothes. I know that makes me a boring old fart, but still. I do the spinning moment where the lights, exactly. I think he potentially had the best performance. That is up for debate. I'm not a massive fan of the song. I think it's very bland, very generic. It's fun, but that's about it. And first of all, also side note, I don't know how they can call it Windows 95 man. Most of the work's done by the other vocalist. But I digress.
Yes.
Let's see how this does at Eurovision. Let's see how it does. But what I would say is between this and Cha 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 and just the general voting system itself, I do think, especially considering what came second, this could set a dangerous standard for Finland that artists just send something wacky and you'll win. That
Exactly.
is not everything will be of cha-cha-cha quality. This isn't of cha-cha-cha quality. It's not
No.
something I've ever heard, but it's not cha-cha-cha quality. That
So is it? Yeah. Is it like a contender to win? No.
No.
God,
So
no.
yeah, but
Really not.
that's the standard we need to set for Finland, because like the recent entries were very competitive. They won the televote last year. They were like second, as we know. So I think they were like in a very good position to win Eurovision. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that anymore with this choice. To be fully honest, even though it was a good UMK edition, it wasn't the best one personally. And I wouldn't
Oh.
say that one of the entries, even Sarah, would have been a contender personally.
I feel like anything following last year would have been a downgrade,
Yes.
considering the quality.
Honestly, I do not really agree with saying that there wasn't a winning contender, because I really think that Sara Sipala would have been a Eurovision winning contender.
Yeah.
Because that performance is just absolutely stunning. The only thing that I do think they should have done for Eurovision is made it so that the international audience also understands what the song is about, because that was not very clear from the performance, but the performance was absolutely stunning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not happy at all.
I can tell.
Mainly for the reason that I love Sara Sipala so much, and that I think she could have won Eurovision. And I do not like Windows 95 Man at all. I think it's supposed to be funny. I don't find it funny at all. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the song. It was my last of the national finals selection. That's been a trend in Finland, my last going to Eurovision. So I could have known that this would have won.
Just say it. Say it, fun.
Yeah, Sara is amazing. Yeah.
There
she's
you
been my
go.
winner from the moment it was released. But yeah, I'm not very happy. Not surprised that it won though.
Oh,
And
you
yeah,
were
I agree
expecting
that.
it?
I mean, after last year, Karja, I'm not surprised that my last place wins.
Disclaimer, Twan doesn't like her at all. Like, Cha-cha-cha is not his...
If anything, that's a good omen for Windows 95.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm okay with Karja now. I can listen to the song
Now. That's an important word.
Yes.
Now, yes. During
After
Eurovision,
1 year
Okay,
of convincing.
I mean, you can barely listen to it. Let's be honest.
Yes, but I mean, I've listened to this song a couple of times. I just don't think it was the best song that they had, and I think it's such a shame that they had a Eurovision winning performance just thrown into the trash. And I definitely think that either UMK should just go for full televote or have 50-50, because the juries make no addition, no whatsoever. So
Yeah.
Is it safe to say? Sorry, is it safe to say that if it was 50-50, Sarah would have won? Is it?
Yes.
Is it likely that's
Yes.
the case? Yeah. Okay.
Very sure, because the
Yes.
margin was like they were last in the jury, last.
Yeah.
And Sarah
Yeah.
was first in the jury by far and second with the televote. We can pretty sure say that would have made.
Oh yeah, the margin would have been like 90 or something.
They were last
Yeah.
in the jury and won. Okay, so if they
must be history. That must be a first
history.
time
I think I have never seen that
in any
before.
national final. Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway, Dylan, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I love this edition of UMK. I think we've just had a glimpse of what Eurovision 2024 would have been if Karja had won last year. A great show, and it was really interesting to see 7 performances tonight, which were very different from each other, and all. I think it was a very open race. As we saw, like the last one in the juries actually won the contest, so it's surprising. That being said, I wouldn't be so harsh as Twan. I think they did a choice that will ensure them probably top 15, which is quite good for Finland, considering that in the past years they have, except for Karja, had quite a shaky few contenders.
Yeah, they qualified, which is something they haven't done for quite a while. So they have a good streak.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna keep it. That being said, I'm a bit disappointed for Sara, because I think she had an amazing performance. I think it was a potential winner of the Eurovision. The the lightning in that performance were absolutely amazing. I was stunned, and honestly, I'm sad for her. But at the same time, I think the Windows 95 men had a quite interesting performance as well. It's not so bad, and to be honest, it is a song full of sarcasm and humor. And I think you could understand. Tuan, you said, for instance, that you wish that they had done something different for Sarah, so we could understand the message of our song. Well,
not
here
necessarily
there is no debate. We get it. If you actually listen to it, you would get it. So in that sense, it would probably appeal to more people.
Just to give you an idea about the reception, I'm just gonna show a few comments about it, like robbed, Queen, and she
I
should have
think
won.
that's expected. That is.
Yes.
Sarah should have won.
I will say, there's a chance, and I will see this firsthand later. There's a chance this is not the most hostile reception the comments will do for a result this evening. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case, but I am worried.
Well, we're on for a long evening, so
I mean, we've been over this. I think I've been over this with Chris already. I'm not a fan of weird voting systems. I just want 50-50 voting systems that are the most fair. And I really don't think that someone who ended last in the jury should be able to win a national final. I think that is very, very weird. But yeah.
Do you reckon? Because at the end of the day, this feels hypocritical because Carrier did so well and came second. But do you feel like Carrier feels like not once in a blue moon, because Finland can send that quality again if they want to, but does it feel like slightly this voting system might harm them from winning the whole thing?
Yes.
Even though Carrier came so close, you know what?
Yeah. I mean, I understand that the Finns went for this because it is something Carrier-esque. Yeah. And it is very, very televote friendly, and I can understand that, but it's just totally not for me. But I think that for the whole package in Eurovision, I think Sara Sipilä would have been like top 5, top 10 for sure, top 5 also guaranteed, pretty much, in my opinion. I think that Windows 95 men will qualify because it's a televote only semi-final. But I really do not think that they will make it out of the bottom 5 in the final.
That is the risk, I think, with Eurovision and this new system. At the end of the day, he did. But what it does, again, this is why I feel like I might be sounding hypocritical here, but at the end of the day, I think we all knew that there was a very unlikely chance that international juries would put this in a high enough jury position in Eurovision where it could contend for the win. That was sort of my point. I think this style does have a ceiling, and that ceiling might be 4th, where Carrier came. And you mentioned about Tuan feeling like this will qualify for the final. I agree, but this does bring up that debate again, where is the contest, because of this televote only system, going to slowly revert back to that noughties, gimmicks, left, right, and center, no real quality? Exactly, because we already have 1 or 2. We're gonna, based on favorites, we are going to get a few later on, and the quality ranges between these acts, but especially when it comes to the appearance of the contest, trying to convince a casual fan that Eurovision has good quality, it's much easier to do with Sara Sipilä as it is to Windows 95 man. That is definitely the case.
Yes, definitely. There was a very good comment. I don't want it to like fade away or something. That's what I think. I think this will do well in the televote for the humor and not for the song. And that's exactly what I think. It was like the shock value. Like we watched it together and we were like, what did he do? Did we pay attention to the song?
No, the song doesn't matter at all.
I doubt it. Yes,
it feels more like a comedy show than a musical performance.
Yes, and that's a problem. For me, that's really a problem. For me, it should is it a good song combined with humor and everything as a whole package, like Carrier was, because it wasn't just the performance or like the humor or like the gag. No, it was everything together. It was a pop. It was very catchy. and it has this humor effect as well. But this one is personally just relying too much on this, and I don't think it's gonna work for them.
I agree with
again,
this.
I mean,
go on.
I'm not so sure because first of all, I don't think they were that poor vocally speaking, and second of all, I mean, we're talking about the juries at Eurovision. Are they always picking the best vocalists? No, definitely not. They have their
I wasn't
own.
talking about the vocals, but about the
No,
song.
but even in general, like the juries are voting for whatever they like, and they are not necessarily following the guidelines they were assigned to. So I'm not so sure if the jury would destroy that song in the final, the semi-final. I agree that it won't do as well with the jury as it will do with the televote. But again, I don't trust the jury at Eurovision, so you can't put anything in their hand and expect from them to deliver as you would. So maybe it's not as good as something else you think. But in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if they would rank this higher than someone who has perfect vocals.
Okay, just to give you an idea, like
the thing about this versus Käärijä is that Käärijä, I liked Käärijä's artistic value, and I think that was very, very well thought out, and I thought it was actually funny despite not liking the song. But I don't think this is funny. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think it's funny. I think it's very, very forced. And I just don't like that.
I think also a factor that needs to be established between Käärijä and No Rules is Käärijä's song was definitely unique. It was one of a kind. It wasn't replicated. No Rules feels like something that, I don't know. It feels like something that you'd see in the Eurovision movie. That's the comparison I keep thinking of.
Yeah.
It's like lyrically and sound wise, the progression feels quite generic. The lyrics, it's like it's fun. I get it. It will be fun at Euro Club when it plays, but I feel like Finland at this point, and I've said this with a couple countries. I said this for Spain last week. It feels like Finland should be aiming higher than sending this.
Yes. I fully agree. And I wrote down like Schlager. It kind of reminded me like Schlager.
Meanwhile, some news has come in from Latvia. Dons has won 2 notes.
Yay!
Okay, expected.
It's been in for some time, but I had to find a good moment.
Yay! At least I'm happy once tonight.
Oh man. No.
I am yet to be happy tonight.
So Kokia is very sure about like non-qualification. I don't think. I think it's gonna happen.
The only thing I would say is it isn't likely what will be the harder semi-final. So maybe it's not 100%er. Maybe it's not 100%er.
So it's in the first, in the second half of the first semi-final, and I wrote down like Iceland and Sweden are voting. These are the
Iceland's in the other one. Iceland's in the other one.
You think?
Iceland's in semi-final too. Yeah.
Then I had they showed me a different screen.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. No, I thought no.
Maybe I'm getting sure I looked confused. It up. I don't know. Anyway.
Doesn't matter. So you're right. You're right in Sweden. You're right in Sweden.
Yeah, so Sweden for sure. But besides that, as far as I know, I don't think there are a lot of helping countries like Norway or Denmark or Estonia, because Estonia and Finland has
Estonia and Norway. I know for a fact are in the other one.
Yes, exactly. So they have quite a connection. So Iceland is in semi-final 1. Ha! Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Not Nordics confused. Okay. Leave me be. You try and remember. You try and remember what semi everyone's in.
Yeah, sure. Oh man. Okay. So maybe we should talk about the others as well. Like, so third place has been Mikael, I think, right?
Yeah, Vox Populi.
Mikael Gabriel with Vox Populi. So, Twan, what's your opinion on that?
I enjoyed the performance, honestly. I think it's a good song. I much more enjoyed this over No Rules. I thought it was much more unique and original than No Rules. And I just enjoyed the performance in general a bit more than I did with No Rules. It was still not one of my biggest favorites tonight, but I thought it was an enjoyable performance.
Okay.
I'm surprised that you don't like it much more than that. I mean, Nublu was there, so just for that, Tuan, you should be
The
over the place.
Estonian link gives it at least a like.
I mean, look at this, baby.
What I didn't like about the performance is that it was quite static in
Yeah.
that they weren't moving much. And I think this song needed a very lively performance.
Exactly, thank you.
And I
Yeah.
did like that at a certain point that the things that they were, the pedestals that they were standing on were moving, but still that felt very, very static.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't like the political theme of the performance at all.
Well, I found that interesting, especially that Finland is having presidential election tomorrow, so that
Yeah.
was, on point. But I agree with you. The performance needed some work. It's something that shouldn't be so static. A friend of mine said that they were like two guys on giant popcorn box.
Yes, popcorn boxes. Yeah.
And I think it's actually true, So it's quite sad because I love Nublu. He's an amazing artist, an Estonian artist that I really love. And I think, it's a good result. But I love Vox Populi, and I think it would have been a good option also for Finland tonight. I'm a bit sad for them, but not as sad as for Sarah because she was clearly robbed.
Actually, I think Vox Populi would have been a better option if the staging would have been upgraded, because I think that this song is more original and more unique, and their vocals are better than Windows 95.
Vincent would agree because he says any song is better.
Yeah.
So you're a fan, Vincent. You're a fan. I personally, I was never a fan of Vox Populi. It was my last place going into tonight. I can't say it's really moved from last. For me, the chorus is very flat. It's not. It doesn't have enough energy. And while I appreciate moving from side to side in that popcorn thing is movement, it's not enough movement. Okay, it's not enough movement. Also, while I get what they were going for with the colors, it made it a bit more kiddie to me. Like it was a bit more like a child's entertainment show. It was like the bubbles have come in and the Monopoly money, which I would question that UMK, because I think that's slightly linked to bribery, giving money to the fans. Okay, and then
it didn't help though.
Well, I didn't have that much. I didn't win, but that's I don't know. I get the political message. Personally, I distance that from my thoughts on the song. I go song first, then message. I don't like the song as a whole anyway. Yeah, I would have been more disappointed had this one over Windows 95 Man, because at least Windows 95 Man has the it has the key change, it has some anthemic nature to it. This doesn't necessarily have that.
Anthemic, okay. So maybe just go to a very good comment over here. Like another night where the person that performed first was last in the televote, which was Sini. I think she was robbed a bit. Like the televote was very low, and the televote was even lower than the jury, which is hard because 25% jury and 75%.
What I will say with that is, out of 7 acts, I don't think performing first has that much of effect on the televote. No. And also, at the end of the day, the Rasmus won from slot 1 a couple years ago.
I mean, honestly, I was very, very disappointed with Sini Sabotage's performance because I love the song, and I think the music video was impeccable. It was amazing. However, the performance just didn't click with me. I don't think it fit the song. She kind of reminded me of Kris Jenner in the beginning, and I didn't like that they took the wig off, and it just didn't seem to fit the song.
And
that messy, combined with the weak vocals. I'm sadly not surprised to see this end last. I would have loved to see it differently, and in the end, someone has to end last. And given that UMK is always super strong, it was indeed this case was Sarah's, not Sarah Siplas. She ended second. What?
God
it's
knows,
late.
if she came last, my word.
It was Sini Sabotage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I must say, like the running order, like thinking about Norway last week, being last is an advantage. Let's agree on that, okay? So because like Kano were first, and I think they were last. Like they were the closing.
No, ninth. My AI was last.
Ah, true, but they were like second to last, or at
they
least
were ninth.
like
Second to last.
Yeah. So see.
Well, the interesting thing is in Norway, I believe I saw this stat the other day. Since 2018, the last one of the last 2 performances has always won.
Yeah.
So
even though like Sarah was like 5th out of 7, so her spot was decent. I think it was fine.
Yeah,
it
she had a good
like
spot.
Yes.
I don't think it
And-
necessarily matters in UMK. At the end of the day, Carrie performed third last year. It's just whatever is eye-catchy enough will get the televotes for UMK.
Yeah. And there was another comment I want to ask, like, will Finland win, especially after they need to change their song for copyright from Microsoft? I was about to mention that because, like, it's called Windows 95, man. I'm not sure if they can use that for Eurovision.
I believe he's going to change his name to.
Literally, like, it's literally a trademark, I think.
I believe he's
It's the
changing
same
it
with
to Doors
Valentina.
69 Woman. That's what I'm hearing in the rumors. Doors 69 Woman. That's the new name that they're coming up for.
Oh,
That's
so it's
such a
getting
good
worse.
joke, Harry.
Harry, no, you're terrible. You are terrible.
Look, I got to get all these jokes
No,
out now. I've got to get all these jokes out now. I'm going to be knackered for doing them for San Remo
I mean,
Live.
in 2012, Valentina Monetta had to change her song from Facebook
I was about to mention
to
that.
social network song. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that Windows 95 man has to change his name, or
Yeah.
either just make the other lead vocalist the name and not name Windows 95 man.
Yes, and you need to wear a different shirt. I'm not sure if you can wear that.
I mean, can he wear a different shirt regardless? Because it's not. It's not.
Yeah, that's a different story, isn't it? Oh man. There was another comment I wanted to talk about. Like, anyway, like, who was your favorite? Before I go to this comment, who was your favorite overall? I think for Tron it was Sarah. Pretty sure. I'm not
I
sure
was
about
gonna
Dylan
say,
and
is there
Harry
even
so
any need
far.
to ask?
Like, Dylan, who has been your favorite of the whole show?
So before the show, based on the radio versions, it was clearly Vox Populi, but after seeing the show, it was clearly Sarah. I think her performance was absolutely perfect. It needed little to no work to fit in the Eurovision. So yeah, I'm really sad for her. She was my favorite tonight. Yeah.
Okay, Harry.
And I would agree. Sarah, before the show and after the show, was my favorite. I'll be honest, didn't like the circle. The minute race circle. But I love the effect the light had spinning round.
That was amazing.
That was fantastic. The lighting effects throughout, spot on, best lighting of the night. And yeah, the vocals could be better, but they also went bad enough where I'm like, this shouldn't have won because of them. They were still really solid. Yeah, just the amount of thoughts, like, there's so many repercussions I feel to this result. It's like, are we ever actually going, because of the system, of this UMK system, are we actually ever going to get a style of song like this sent from Finland in it? Like, how can you can top the jury vote, you get 200 plus points from the televote and still not win because someone.
What a transition! I wanted to show this one. How can a song that came last in the jury win a national final? What is the point in even having jury?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Because
Adam,
the jury had 294 points. Meanwhile, the televote had 882 points.
Plus, the jury need to spread the votes.
Yeah,
and the televote
doesn't.
Well, the interesting thing is about this is I know we mentioned about 50-50, and this is the first time that it didn't matter because the jury and the televote winner were the same. It also, an interesting fact, I think I saw someone, it also wouldn't have mattered in 2020 when everyone wanted Erika Wittmann to win. Axel still would have won in 75-25 system. So this is genuinely the first time in this system where the result has been affected. So I get that people will bring up that. I feel like a lot of commenters, including ourselves, I feel like are going to have this stigma of, we're only bringing up the televote system now because it's the first time where it's actually affected the results. I feel like it's one of those where it brings into discussion now because this is the most extreme example of how the system isn't potentially that fair. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, what was it? How many points did they end up on? Like 18 or something like that? Winners.
So they had 313 in total.
I mean the juries.
28. And 12 of them were from the UK.
I apologize. But I apologize.
Joseph, what's up with the UK juries again? Lol.
Look, I'm sorry. Okay. We gave Midnight Gold in 2016 12 points. I don't know what the juries are like, but you even said yourself, Dom. Like, this is an example where what was it? They needed 1 point to win with the televote.
like Sarah had got 274 points in total, and Windows had got 274 televote points. So one jury vote would have been enough.
Yeah, I get people are more
And I don't
happy.
even know if it's like the deciding factor, if it's like a draw. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd imagine it is.
I don't- yeah.
But I feel like, look, at the end of the day, it's one of those where it's like, well, physically, he couldn't have got 1 point. And while
Yeah.
I appreciate there's a perfectly good argument, and I don't hate this as much as like, well, the Finnish public did want to send this, so let them send it. There'll be a scenario later where if the televote causes the win, where that's not necessarily the case, but I digress. So I get the argument there. My perspective is always I take this opinion from a competition standpoint rather than a feeling and a country wanting to send standpoint. And it's not the best system, I feel, for wanting to do well, especially for Finland.
I see. So, hey, Sven, Derek, you're saying that the same thing happened in Germany last year. On bottom 2 in the jury vote ended up in the top 2 after the televote. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Yes, but that's a different thing because like a song which we knew it's not gonna win won the jury vote, and everyone was like, no, they're not gonna win anyways. With this scenario, we were pretty sure Sarah has got it, right? And then in the end, she didn't. So I think it's a bit different, but I get your point.
She was at least a favorite. She was at least a favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like she did decent in both. Like,
But also,
well, she came second in the televote at the end of the day.
Yeah. So won the
Even
jury,
if-
second in the televote. So that's very decent.
Even if Sarah had got 12 points from every jury, she still wouldn't have won because she would have had like 90 something points, which would not have been enough to pass Windows 95 man. So yeah.
Out of curiosity, if it was the case that, I mean, Twan, I appreciate you probably don't have this maths off the top of your head, but if let's say Windows 95 man got, it would have been possible, I suppose, to get 0, but it would have meant that he got no points from anyone. Let's say he got 6th with the jury, 6 across the board, and which would have led to 14, and Sarah got 12. Would that have still? I know we're going to massive hypotheticals there, but like I'm just trying to think, like how much.
I'm confused.
Don't know. I'm not good at maths.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Counts, but that's it.
But altogether, I mean, they won, you know. So
they won. Yeah.
It's just like
and we do need to point out here, regardless of our thoughts on the song, congratulations for them. I'm sure they're living out a dream of theirs to go to Eurovision, and all the best to them. I'm sure they're going to have a blast. I'm sure they'll go to many pre-parties as well and perform this with great power and excitement and energy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this will appeal to some part of the audience of the Eurovision.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and again, it's like a polarizing song, and you need to be polarizing to get points. So I think that's an advantage for them.
I mean, it won the televote for a reason, and with this system, they weren't fair and square. It's just that I personally am not a fan of this system.
Do you think they can replicate this staging besides the shirt and the name at MALMÖ?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, Karja had an amazing staging in Liverpool, and it was similar to UMK. So you know, it's just. I think they can.
It will probably be changed a bit.
Yeah, they will probably work a bit to change
elevate it a bit. Yeah,
try at least. Yeah, but no, I think this is more or less what we're gonna see in MALMÖ.
Okay, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Sidekicks because they were my favorites. Yeah, Dancing with the Demons, love this. Even though like Hurricane was better, like that was in 2022, where the Rasmus has won. It's still very good. I just love their sound in general. The music is very much my music style. Even though I was a bit disappointed about the vocals, I think she could have done better. I don't know. It kind of felt a bit like she was ill a bit. I don't know. I had the feeling she could have done better. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like the vocals, they weren't horrible, but they could have been. I think could have been a bit more powerful. I think that was what they were lacking. It was a bit quiet.
Which you need for this kind of song, right?
Yeah, and I feel like when it comes to this staging, it needed a bit more energy in general near the start, but by the end, I think it got really good. Love the lighting effects, the black and white feel, and the smoke. I thought that worked very nicely indeed. probably in terms of overall package, when you're talking about song and performance, it's my second of the evening. I think performance-wise, Windows 95 Man was slightly better. This would have been my third, but very happy for them. I just don't think this was their year. I feel like 2022, if the Rasmus weren't, massively popular in celebrities, that would have been their year. But this year, I feel like there was a definitive, like, Sara Sipoli was overall the consensus favorite out of the two amongst the fandom, and even then, you could argue like a couple other songs were liked a bit more than Sidekicks.
Okay, fair. Tuan, what's your opinion on Sidekicks?
I quite enjoyed it actually. I do think that the performance was a bit messy, but in general, I think ELA doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to sound, so I always try to like overlook that a little bit. And I thought it was an enjoyable performance, and I would have been good with them winning. I liked it actually.
Yeah, Dylan.
Yeah, I think it was a nice performance. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I wouldn't be either surprised or disappointed if they were representing Finland. I think they had a nice staging, and the song is actually quite a good song. So
Okay, so I think once like we are about to wrap it up, I think we covered pretty much everything. However, we have 11 songs right now. Who's your favorite so far?
Well, 12 actually, because Don's also won in Latvia.
True. Okay, so we've got 12 songs so far. Who's your favorite?
No
But
way.
before we finish that, I would like to give a shout out to the amazing English speaker on tonight's show. He was absolutely perfect.
Oh, loved him.
I think he needs to know if he's listening or whatever. Just thank you for the evening. It was great.
Yeah,
and also
it was
just
fantastic.
in general for ELA to make this show so accessible for everyone, because they had so many commentators, even sign language, Sami, Swedish, Russian, everything.
Yes.
So, and I love that they are putting so much effort into it. And that just makes it so enjoyable for everyone. And that's why I think UMK has such a good reputation. I do think that for next year, they should look at the voting system to either revise it or like look at it how they're going to do it. But I do think that they will do it because they look at it quite often and they change it quite often. So I'm not worried about that.
I do feel like there might be an element of, and I don't mean this as an insult to YLE specifically, because other broadcasters do it as well. There might be an element of peer pressure here, because at the end of the day, I do feel like the main reason they changed it for Erica for 2020 was, 2021 was Erica Wittmann fans complaining about the result, even though it wouldn't have made a difference. So you get enough Sara fans complaining about this.
Yeah,
that could shift.
By the way, loved her. She was like an interval act. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, that was.
The performance was great.
Yeah. Thanks. Shout out.
Also was great.
Yeah, obviously, duh. Okay, so let's. So you said Norway, right, Harry?
Yeah, Norway. But I will say this now: if the top 30, there is a chance that the top 13 comes in and that is overtaken. I'm going to say this now. Please, for the love of God, later, Angelina Mango, please win later. I am begging Italy. Please, this is my plea to anyone from Italy watching this. Vote for Angelina Mango. That needs to go to Eurovision, please. I'm doing the stream later. You will see either a very happy Harry when the results come in or a very annoyed, very tired Harry if she doesn't win. I am begging you. I've streamed that song all week. Anyway, that's my Dylan and Twan, what were your favorites?
Well, my favorite is obviously Ukraine, and I don't think anyone will ever top Ukraine in this year's edition anyway.
Totally agree. Ukraine by far. It's like my most streamed song lately. I am absolutely obsessed with it. Everything about it is amazing. Eurovision winning potential. Love it.
Okay, so Norway is my last. I don't like the song, not a secret.
Locking you dumb, I am black on my screen.
In terms, I must say, I'm not totally satisfied with the current song so far. I think there is room for improvement. In terms of the song, I would say Czechia. I really love that as well. Even though live, it's not that good. She needs to improve, but the song is a bomb. It's always in my head. And also Luxembourg. I really like this. And I'm so
Yeah,
happy they
I like
come back
Luxembourg.
with this kind of song, so they're good. Before we close this, I forgot something. So we all think it's gonna qualify, like
Yeah.
Windows 95. What place?
I think
do you?
it's quite likely to qualify.
Yeah. What placement do we predict for the final, which is pretty difficult for this, I think. It could go either way. But what is your prediction?
I'm going to give a number of 13th. I think 13th could be, because I feel like it's not going to do well with the juries at all. But
That would be
what we've got to-
left-hand side.
Yeah, I
so-
feel like as much as I hate them, and in a couple of weeks' time, don't come back let free. I feel like this could do a similar result to them. Bad with the juries, but then a good, solid, top 10 score with the televote. Because you've got to remember, at the end of the day, there will be other televote fodder songs that are probably more televote fodder than this and better quality. This will not come first with the televote, for example, like Finland, like they did last year. So I feel 13th. I'm not confident enough to say top 10 at this stage.
Yeah, okay. Dylan?
For me, it would be 11th because I don't think it will reach the top 10 either. I'm just sharing Harry's opinion here, but I really think the public will back it, and so it will overperform with the public. So yeah, close to top 10, around the 11th place.
I am going to say 22nd.
Okay.
I was about to
Because
say,
It
like,
could happen. It could happen. Yeah.
Yeah, of
I've
course. it will.
shown several people the recap, and none of them have liked Windows 95 Man. So that's what I'm basing it on. I doubt that the regular public will love this as much as they loved Let 3 and, for example, Carrier. So yeah.
Yeah. I would say 19th, maybe. I think they're going to be last in jury, I have the feeling. I think they were really going to flop
no.
there. Yeah, I think so. I hope so, because then Germany isn't last. Fingers
Oh,
crossed.
well, I mean,
Listen, Dom. You select the right song on Friday, you ain't coming last with that jury. I'm telling you now.
I
You're
agree.
near the
That's
upper
what you,
end.
that's
You're
what
near
you
the upper
say
end.
every single year, and here we are.
No. This year you've actually got some quality.
This is the year, Harry.
No, it really is. I've not said it in previous years. This year is actually the
You
year.
had it here first. Okay, so I think they're going to be last in the jury. And I think the telephone is going to be very, like, in comparison to the jury, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be massive. Maybe scratching the top 10, and then in the end, it's going to be 19, 18.
Like an 8th in the televote, maybe. Like an 8th.
Would be already pretty high, I think. So Michael is saying 15th, 17th for FF, so something like this, maybe.
Before we move on,
Ryan
I'd
Bailey
like
is
to give-
convinced that it's going to be last in the semi.
Okay, right, no, that's not going to happen.
Statement here. So, yeah, and you also say you hope it's not going to qualify. We will see about it.
yeah, we'll see.
Anyway,
Before we go, I
um,
was saying I want to give an update on my Eurovision scoreboard, which
Yes.
is obviously an app that everyone enters their top in. And the highest new song is Latvia, actually, which is on place 7 at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any guesses to where Finland is?
9th.
Nope, they are 11th.
Wow.
Wow.
Just
Oof.
Above
above
Albania, yeah.
Albania. who is
Yeah.
in 12th.
Even Czechia is high.
So,
No, actually, Dom
let's
likes that.
see how
Sorry.
this is going to
Sorry.
Put myself on the pedestal, Harry. Just suck it up, okay?
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay. One more thing. It's like the second. No, now it's the third. Like Latvia and Finland. Male artists, because most of them were female so far, or non-binary. So I think that's going to be a shift right now.
Well,
Because
no shift. We can have one more female tonight. One more female, please. But
What
later
you're
on,
saying, like
No,
the
one more
first
female,
half
please.
of the selection has been very female heavy. I just noticed, and now it's like
if the male favorite tonight wins, I will not be happy. And I don't think many fans will be happy if the male favorite tonight wins. Let's be real.
Okay, so it's been a pleasure. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Harry. Thanks,
Thanks,
Dylan.
everyone.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone who commentated. I really enjoyed that one. I think Latvia is currently running already, or it's
No,
coming up.
it's done.
It's in the live stream. Oh, is it not?
The live stream is done.
Yeah, they've just finished.
Oh, okay, fair. So
We
we
beat
obviously-
it. Yay!
So if you really hate sleep and you just want to get through, you can watch Sanremo Italy in like 17 hours. I'm joking, like in 5 or something, including Harry and others. And otherwise, see you next week because Estonia is coming up and
Woo!
Lithuania, I think, is
And
coming up.
Germany, of course.
And Germany
of
on
course.
Friday. Oh man, so excited.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
So,
you should
I
say,
think.
oh boy.
yeah, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and you know what to do. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.